All right. So there's an organization called Turning Points USA. Was started and it's run by this guy named Charlie Kirk, young man, probably 30. It focused mainly on like recruiting college age kids to conservatism. And then Trump got elected, so it became full MAGA. And TPUSA has conferences that they put on, a couple, 3, 4 times a year. And they put one on, there's one going on this weekend in Arizona. And yesterday, Steve Bannon gave a speech at the event. And I was curious about what's going on with Steve. So I just searched Steve Bannon TPUSA, and his 30-minute speech came up. It's available on YouTube. So I watched a bunch of it. It was a bit of a ride. But to listen to him speak about Donald Trump is simultaneously literally a superhero and the most unjustly persecuted person who's ever lived in the entire history of the United States. They tried to bankrupt him, imprison him, assassinate him. And this is all a conspiracy from Democrats, the left, and our media that are doing these things to Donald Trump when all Donald Trump is doing is fighting for you. He's fighting for you. That's all he's doing. But because he's fighting for you, the 1%, the political class, the powers that be, the cabal, hate Donald Trump and that he must be stopped. And, he compares him to Napoleon. Well, first of all, he opened up his speech by saying there are more criminals here than there are in Danbury, Connecticut, which is a federal prison. And he was referring to J6 defendants. Because the J6ers love to go to TPUSA events once they're done with their probation or their prison sentence. And he said that bipartisanship is a cancer. We reiterated multiple times that the 2020 election was stolen. And the pundits were finally like, that's it. Great. We're done with Donald Trump. He will never be heard from again. And then he came roaring back. The greatest comeback this country has ever seen because of you. The people brought him back so that he could fight for you some more, I guess. I don't know. He knew what they were going to do to him with the lawsuits and the criminal prosecutions and the investigations. But that's the kind of sacrifice that Donald Trump is willing to make for you. Because he loves you more than he loves himself. You didn't know that about him, did you? He said we're in a revolution. Donald Trump is a courageous American fighting for the common man. And he closed out his speech. It was about a 30-minute long speech. He closed out his speech by saying Trump 2028 and fuck you, MSNBC. I don't think there's a person alive who watches more MSNBC content than Steve Bannon, but that amused me.